Hello everybody, Jim Coyle with Indiana Sports Beat coming to you from the field at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska, home of the Cornhuskers, as Indiana comes out of here with a huge win over Nebraska, 38-31. They have back-to-back road wins in the Big Ten. They've got back-to-back wins in the Big Ten. They are now bowl eligible. There are just nothing but positive things coming out of this today. The defense didn't play as good as a lot of people would have hoped, but Indiana gets the win, the biggest win in the Tom Allen era. He was more than happy afterwards. There's the videos that you'll see if you've seen those online, running off the field, grabbing people, hugging them, slapping high fives, and singing to the IU faithful that joined everybody out here in Lincoln, Nebraska. What a big win for this program. And Tom Allen talked about it in there. And at one point when he talked about next week taking on Nebraska, he got very emotional. He wants a big crowd there. He wants the people to show up for this team that worked so hard today to get this win here in Lincoln, Nebraska. As Indiana now stands at 6-2. Bowl eligible, like I said. Now they go in back home next week to take on a Northwestern team. It's a very winnable game. Then they have 3 more games after that: Penn State, Michigan, and Purdue. I think that they can win almost every one of those, maybe except for Penn State on the road. That's going to be a very difficult challenge. Not saying they can't do it, of course, but this team could end up with 9 wins. It is not off the table at all. What a huge win for the Indiana Hoosiers today as they come away with a big win in Lincoln, Nebraska. As I said, they become bowl eligible, and it was, like I said, it's come down to the defense. The offense did a tremendous job. Peyton Ramsey has to just be lauded. He ran the offense very well. Kalen DeBoer called a great game. They didn't get a ton of yards running from Stevie Scott, but they got what they needed, especially when they needed it. Peyton Ramsey throws for over 350 yards. But I promise you, if I told you that Indiana would give up 500 yards and be down 14-3 in the first quarter, not too many people would have put a bet on the Indiana coming out here with a win, but they do that. They buckle down. They get the stop when they need it. They got a costly turnover. They did just what they needed to do. The offense was there all day, and if you want to really tip your hat to somebody, this offensive line, it gave Peyton Ramsey all day to throw. He was sacked 1 time today, and they threw the ball a ton. They gave him all the time he needed to throw the ball. Whop Phillier, another tremendous day, one of the biggest days in Memorial Stadium history here in Lincoln, Nebraska, as he had double-digit catches again. Whop Phillier, definitely the go-to guy for this team on offense. Indiana now standing at 6-2, looking to come back home to take on Northwestern next week and going for that 7th win, all before we get out of October. This is nuts. Indiana bowl eligible before we're out of October for the first time, I think, since 1993. This team is looking to do a lot of special things, and Tom Allen couldn't be happier. He's talking about calling recruits tonight and asking them, did you see this game? Because this is what we're talking about, and he's got he's probably just got running on fumes all night. This guy was so emotional after the game. Could not be happier for him. This is the breakthrough win that he's been seeking. He talked about that in the post-game press conference and how he took a lot of grief over that, the breakthrough thing when he first started, but he believed that. He believed it was going to happen then, but it happens tonight here in Lincoln, Nebraska, as Indiana wins 38-31 over the Cornhuskers, standing at 6-2 now. They're bowl eligible, coming back home for a homestand next week. Appreciate you staying here with us on Indiana Sports Beat. Make sure you follow us each day next week when we're on the air, Monday through Friday. IndianaSportsBeat.com, on the radio stations that we're on, wherever there's plenty of places you can find it. Just look it up on social media. But we'll have Todd Leary back with us next week, and we'll be talking about this game a lot, obviously. And also talking about the upcoming game next week as Indiana's season continues to get brighter and brighter. And I said earlier, it's not if or what bowl Indiana, or if they're going to go bowling. I thought it's become to the point of how good of a bowl can they get. I can see this team playing in Florida on New Year's, not in a championship game, of course, but there are a lot of good bowls. The Outback Bowl, there are so many good bowls this team can make. We're not talking about Detroit, that's for sure. No offense to the Quick Lane Bowl, but Indiana is going to be playing in what I call a good bowl this year, and hopefully a warm weather bowl, so we look forward to all that. But what a tremendous night in Lincoln, Nebraska for the Indiana football program. Tom Allen and his team is now 6-2 after a 38-31 win over Nebraska here in Lincoln. Appreciate you joining us here on Indiana Sports Beat, and until the next time, I will see you on the radio.